welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Gina, and this is the Library Mouse. Excuse my voice. It's allergies, I think, because I just been sounding like this for the last few days. So today, I'm taking advantage of the fact that work got out early today, and I have a bunch of tags that I need to catch up on. So today I'm going to do the rainy day book tag. It's not really rainy. I think tomorrow's supposed to be rainy, but this is a bit of a long tag. So I will try to be succinct when I answer, but I don't know, I may ramble. So I was originally tagged by Suey at Suey's Book Banter, and the original creator of this tag is Sabrina at Beyond the Book Reviews. And I like it. It made me think, and it made me dig through my library and actually go back on my Goodreads list and take a look at what I've read in the past, because sometimes you just forget, especially when you read a lot. Anyway, the first book is Share a Book with Water on the Cover. So my first book with water on the cover is Florence Adler Swims Forever. It's written by Rachel Beanland. I love covers. I like book jackets of this material. This was recommended to me by a friend. It's a very uniquely plotted book. So basically, this takes place in Atlantic City in the 1930s, and it's about a family, Esther and Joseph Adler, who rent their house out to vacationers every summer, and then they go to live in this little apartment. And the story focuses on them, their daughter Florence. Florence is college age, and she is training to swim the English Channel. They also have a daughter, Fanny, who's pregnant. She's on bed rest at the Atlantic City Hospital. And so Joseph and Esther are taking care of their granddaughter, Gussie. Also living in the house is a girl that they're kind of taking care of because she is Jewish and she immigrated from Nazi Germany, and they are letting her stay there. A tragedy happens in this book. And I have to say, the tragedy was not the main focus of the book. It wasn't even a tragedy because you don't know the characters really well yet when the tragedy happens. It's more or less the family's way of dealing with the tragedy because they decide to keep it a secret. And so how that affects everybody who lives under their roof is what the whole story is about. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the book. I thought the concept was maybe a little far-fetched and almost impossible to really pull off. But the book itself is very good. I really enjoyed the characters. And I finished it fairly quickly. So this is the book with water on the cover. Florence Adler Swims Forever. So the second question is a classic novel you'd like to curl up on the couch with. And the very first book that popped into my head was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I loved this book. I read it multiple times as a teenager, but I have not picked it up in probably 25 years. And I think that I would like to try it for next month. I'd like to try to get it and read it again, because I do remember this was a book that I would cozy up with and read, and I would get it out of the library because I knew what was going to happen, and I loved the character Francie. I think it was Francie. Yeah, Francie Nolan. So basically, it takes you through Francie's life as a poor child living in Brooklyn. Her father's an alcoholic, and just their everyday today life. And the tree that grows in Brooklyn is basically a metaphor for starting over and surviving and being able to thrive in a place that you would not think someone would be able to thrive. So that would be my pick, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Okay, so the next question was a book with a rainy setting. So I pulled out Kristen Hanna's A Mystic Lake book. Just trying to get my little bag. So this book takes place in Washington State. So that's why I picked it as a book with a rainy setting. It is a love story. Annie's Coldwater's husband has just told her he's in love with a younger woman, so she packs her bags and moves back home to rainy Washington, and where she is reunited with her first love. And then I won't have any spoilers, but you can imagine what's going to happen next. But I did enjoy this Kristen Hanna book. So this is my rainy day setting, Mystic Lake, on Mystic Lake by Kristen Hanna. Okay, so the next question is a book I'd use as an umbrella. I really had to think about this. Well, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I detest Moby Dick. I would use that as an umbrella. I also hated The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Did not enjoy that book at all. So yeah, I can't think of any like fairly recent books that I thought were absolutely horrible and that I hated. So I would go with one of those two books. A character I'd share an umbrella with. I love Calvin in Lessons in Chemistry. I love him as a character. And yeah, I did. I really, really liked him. And I would definitely share an umbrella with Calvin from Lessons in Chemistry. I think a dry beginning with an amazing ending. I don't think of any of these books. Whoa, no. Let me think about that one. Well, you know what? I do kind of have one, and that is, you can't find it now. Oh, it's right here. Piranesi. You think I'd be more prepared for this tag, right? I don't have to look for my books. But anyway, this book, I did review a couple months ago, maybe in March. The beginning, it was a struggle getting through the beginning. I kept going because my son recommended it to me. But ending, like about halfway through the book, you're like, oh, now I know why this is all happening. Now I'm understanding the meaning. And I definitely would say Piranesi by Susanna Clark would be a dry beginning and an amazing ending. So I think that is all of the questions that I have for my rainy day book tag. Let me double check though. Yeah, I think it is. So anyway, thanks for tagging me and Suey, and I hope everybody enjoys this little romp through some rainy day recommendation books, and I will see you on my next video. Happy reading!